Hi, and welcome to Missouri Athletic Club Connections, a podcast highlighting Missouri's only premier athletic club. The MAC is recognized as the foremost private club in St. Louis, known for attracting exceptional people and enriching lives for generations. I'm MAC Membership Director Rodney Stoyer. Today, I'm sitting down with two key management additions to the MAC Clayton Clubhouse. Greg Gerber, Clayton's Director of Operations, and Morgan Smith, Clayton's Membership Manager. We're so excited to have you on the MAC team, first of all, and thank you for being part of the podcast today.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Great. Well, welcome. Well, let's get started by getting to know a little bit more about each of you professionally, what you've done, what you're bringing. Obviously, you're new to the club as well. Greg, you want to go first?
For sure.
Yeah.
So, Ronnie, thank you for having us here.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate it. So, I grew up here in St. Louis. Love it, Baldwin, Missouri, and yes, went to Principia High School. For those who are asking,
thanks for answering.
And we at Washington University graduated with a history major and a music minor, and then my wife and I, who I met during college, we set out west to enjoy the entertainment industry, which was beautiful. 10 years, but then we decided, it's time to come back to St. Louis to raise kids, like a lot of people in the Midwest do. We boomerang back. At the time, cut my teeth on Italian fine dining.
Yeah.
We at several places, Trastevere, at Conda del Lago, and helped open up a restaurant in Brentwood, California as well too.
Yeah,
called Valletta. So back in St. Louis, that's when we started working with private clubs.
Yeah.
Club Ledoux was first, which was a great entree into what the club life is all about. Yeah. I was at the St. Louis Club for about 7 years, where I was assistant general manager there.
Where you and I met?
That's right. That's right. It was St. Albans for sure.
Yes.
And then but in between, I'd stepped away into other restaurants, particularly at Casa del Alfonso at the Ritz-Carlton, which was great as a general manager there. Yeah. And now we find ourselves here. Now I'm taking the next step into the MAC.
Yeah. Well, I think it's safe to say, and I think our listeners, our members understand that, Greg's not dabbling in food and beverage. This is not new to Greg. He has done this a little bit. So, yeah, this is something you're prepared to do, and we're so happy to have you on the team. And already you've, hit the ground running. So a lot going on there.
Well, I appreciate that. And yes, we talked about coming back home to start a family.
Yeah.
My son, Ayan, is 10 years old. My daughter's 8.
Yeah.
My wife, Honey, and I, we live out in Ellisville. So we are certainly a part of the St. Louis fabric, community, and it's been great to be back.
Wonderful. That's fantastic. Morgan, how about you? New to the team as well here.
Yes, and thank you for having me. So background about myself, I am from the Metro East area of Illinois. So that includes Belleville, East St. Louis, the entire gamut over there. I attended Belleville West High School. I don't know if that question really counts.
It's still important.
In Illinois. I have my bachelor's in corporate comm, advertising, and public relations, and my master's in business administration, both from Lindenwood University. Professional background about myself. So I've spent a lot of time in public and higher education, working with data management, grant management, and compliance, and then some time in the nonprofit sector and program management, as well as a little time in the hospitality industry as well.
Yeah.
I have a 4-year-old daughter. She's very vibrant and exciting, just great part of my life. Her name is Nova. She's in preschool this year. This is her last year in preschool, so we'll be going to kindergarten next year. And I am just very excited about this opportunity to work in Clayton, and working with the MAC has been a great experience thus far.
Yeah, wonderful. And again, for our members to understand, it was really important for us to bring you in, and a lot of our newer members know you because you've been working with them at both of the clubhouses now. And that was important, not to just, your qualifications, your experience is going to serve us extremely well in Clayton, but it was important for us to get you to understand the climate at the MAC, what it's like, the culture, and clearly the members have taken to you instantly. So it's been a great fit for us too. Great. Well, welcome both. Again, I want to say that to both of you. So we also, would love to know a little bit about why the MAC. Clearly we talked about two different things. Sort of Morgan, we'll start with you. Different field, totally different field. The MAC was new to you. What drew you to the MAC?
What drew me to the MAC was the employees, actually.
Yeah.
So I connected with a couple of employees who I formerly worked with, and they just raved about what a great organization the MAC was to work for. They've been here for years, and it's just really warm and inviting. And that has been my experience thus far. It's just I've been here for 10 years, 20 years. Right. It's a great place to work. I'm retiring from here. So that really was the driving force that brought me to the MAC. And I love that because, work culture is a very important thing. And your place of employment is almost like your second home. I mean, it is. You spend a lot of time here. Yep. So I think it's really important to connect with the people that you work with and the people that you work for.
Yeah. Well, and I got to say, you had an impact on those people as well, because when we were in an interview process, and everybody that you knew would see me and be like, "Hey, did you talk to Morgan? Are you hiring Morgan? Is Morgan coming on board? Are we getting Morgan? Is Morgan coming?" So that's fantastic. And so that was a two-way street. You were clearly happy to be coming here. A lot of our team was very happy to get you as well. So Greg, you obviously club to club, restaurant to restaurant kind of industry, but what's going on at the MAC that made you interested?
Certainly, and I would say, Rodney, great choice on hiring Morgan.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
thanks.
Of course. The St. Louis hospitality industry is quite small, and then when you talk about clubs, it gets even smaller.
Yeah.
So it was. Once Chip, our general manager, came to town, it was only a matter of months before we started talking. And that's we love that. This was this conversation. And from that conversation came to where we are right now.
Yeah.
The MAC is doing something that no other club is doing in the area. And, there are a few in the country that may have two locations, but to go to a third, if not more, is absolutely phenomenal and so exciting. And so I'm really excited to be a part of this. And with that vision of what the board and Chip are doing to make this, and the team that comes and supports it, it would be a shoo-in, why not, to do this. And the fact is that I've been at the St. Louis Club before and know the space.
Yeah.
A lot of this conversation really has developed organically into a place with definitely a sense of purpose. And this is why I have arrived where I'm here right now. And I'm really excited to see what the future holds for us.
Fantastic. That's perfect. Well, as we sit here, our members already know this. The lease is signed. We're rolling. We're moving forward. Let's answer this question right now. No, we are not opening this weekend or anything like that. There will be a little ramp up here, right? So we've got a little time. So we're looking at that. But what can you tell us so far? What little tidbits can you give us, Greg? What are we looking forward to?
Okay, this has been the most exciting tidbit, and not confirmed yet. Okay, mind you, please. Right. But we're exploring about a cigar lounge. On the 14th.
Dedicated cigar lounge. Not just smoking in the bar. We're talking about dedicated.
Dedicated. Imagine a view of Forest Park, downtown Clayton.
Right.
It's and it's going to be a phenomenal part of this. Now we'll offset that. We'll be including fitness at some point down the road as well too.
Some fitness aspects.
That's probably more like a phase 2, phase 3 element of this. But super excited to be able to show what all. I mean, we're going to have dining, two types of dining restaurants. One on the 15th floor where it'll be much more elevated, personalized experiences, type of cuisine. We are also exploring about an MAC member cellar. Too. So
exactly.
That'll be on the 15th floor, and all right now part of the construction phase that we're talking and we're scheming to make happen for you. But excited to show. We are estimated to be 6 to 8 months. It's still our words.
Yep.
But
Agreed.
If something starts to pop out, maybe in December.
A little early access, a little sneak peek.
Slight campaign promise, but we'll be trying to follow through on this.
Right. And then another one too, and I don't think I'm off base with this, but just because the MAC, yes, dining is extremely important, but boy, our members are really social creatures. And so you mentioned the cigar lounge dedicated space, but even perhaps extending some of the lounge space on the 14th floor, right? So more social space, more lounge and mingling space as well. It's part of the plans.
And we've talked about celebration and social, but business is obviously a very important part of what
Great point. We keep getting asked that, right? Like those private, a lot of people know that those private dining rooms, those private meeting rooms exist. I don't think we're touching those, right? I mean, we'll make them clean and fresh and nice, but
and improve upon them as well.
Improve upon them,
Yes. Meeting spaces. There's lounges where you can do your own work, huddle ups, maybe sign contracts you need. So anything to do with business, we understand Clayton Business District is an important part of in our location, and as a proximity to it is important to make sure that we can support your business needs. Yeah.
So obviously you've already gone down this road, but let's expand on this. Let's say, you hit on it. We are pretty unique in the country with 3. 2, there's a few other private clubs, but with 3, we're pretty unique now. We're a pretty small company. So you've already started to talk about it. We've got significant cultures downtown at the West Clubhouse. Both of you are learning about those cultures. How's Clayton really going to differentiate itself? You've already mentioned a few, but what other ways?
Our location is important.
Great
And the
point,
fact
right.
that we can connect West and downtown with this Clayton location, because that in St. Louis, really, Clayton is a big part of what St. Louis is all about. So we are going to expand off of the same mission of being able to provide those experiences for members, but now really put an emphasis on the dining aspect.
Sure.
You know, destination dining will be at the Clayton Clubhouse.
Yeah, that's a great way to look at it. We have some, especially at the West Clubhouse, things like that. We sometimes have convenience dining, right? It makes sense. We're there. It's a great spot to stop in for lunch. But I like that destination dining because that's, have we always been thought about that? Perhaps not. So, yeah, being a destination for dining.
And we are in the search for a world-class chef.
Absolutely,
Make sure that we follow through
we
on
are.
those
Yes,
promises.
yeah. Chip continues to talk about that we're not just taking a couple of resumes and hire the next guy that walks through the door or gal. This is a nationwide search we're conducting. This is going to be a significant chef hire. Right.
Yes, very much
Can
so.
I just say the
Absolutely.
way that Greg describes food, I can only imagine when the chef is selected just how top tier the food is going to be.
Right.
So and maybe I'm hungry right now, but
Correct.
We live to eat, yes.
We live to eat.
We do.
Absolutely.
And here's a fun little tip for all of our members. If you ever really want to, we have some wonderful dining experiences, especially our events. It's really fantastic here. You really want an experience. You got to hang out with these people that work in the F&B industry and find out where their little places are, their little dishes are, especially if you're traveling. I'm sure Greg's just like Menser and Chef Bard and all these other people where if you're going to travel, ask these people where to go.
and let them order for you.
Exactly. Always let them order for you. I love that. Always let them order for you. That's a great point, Morgan. I like that. But anyway, that's fantastic. Again, so we're going to have, it's going to be the MAC, but certainly you'll have some different feel there as well. So a lot of our current members have signed up. Morgan, you've been working through that process feverishly.
Yes.
It's been a little overwhelming in a good way. We've had such a positive turnout. We're approaching 600 members of the MAC that have opted in to have that new Clayton amenity, which is fantastic. But, we already mentioned probably 6 to 8 months, right? That's kind of what we're looking at. Maybe some sneak peeks before we get to that point. So that's when they can do that. But let's still talk about signing up. We're not done yet. What's that process like, Morgan? What do you want our members to know if they're still looking to get involved in this?
Sure. Yeah, we have received so much feedback, excitement, and anticipation on the Clayton location. When is it going to be open? And just all of the questions of what we can expect. So I encourage members to reach out to me. My phone number is available, email and whatnot, if you have questions, or just come by the office and chat with us. And, we're happy to share any information that you're wanting to know. And I really want people to understand my favorite part about this role is really connecting with current and prospective members and really getting to know, like, what is it that you are looking for? Like, what's the experience that you want from the MAC? And we want to hear that. We want to hear that feedback so that we can tailor your experience to what you're looking for, especially in Clayton. So if you're looking for, specific types of dining or events and whatnot, like, we want to hear all of those things so that we can make that happen for you.
Yeah, well, and that's a great point too, Greg. I'm not going to talk specific menu items because I'm not making any promises, but, Chip Mish, our general manager, COO for the club, made that clear during our town hall meetings when we held those for the members that, if our members overwhelmingly tell us they want X on the menu, then that needs to be a part of our planning, right? It needs to be a part of this process. And so, yes, you're going to have a chef. I promise our members the chef is going to create and curate a wonderful menu. But, if there's something that just seems like it's got to be on the menu, that's wonderful, right? I mean,
we are still a club. We are a club.
That's a good point. We're still a member club.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's a good point like that as well. Yeah. So, again, now we always have the other side of things, too. And we're going to begin talking about this, Morgan. This will be coming out starting in August. But if there's people that are not members of the MAC currently, what are their options? I mean, there's a few options there, right? If you're not already a member of the MAC.
Sure. So it's really just a matter of if you know an MAC member or a former member, you know, connecting with someone in the MAC that can direct you to me or to anyone else in our membership department to answer any questions and kind of walk you through the process of joining the club. And, you know, come and schedule a tour, take a look around. You know, you don't just have access to Clayton, like you will have access to multiple clubhouses. So it's really just a matter of, you know, making that connection and figuring out what it is that you're looking for that we can provide for you.
Yeah, and I think we've been seeing that, right? That I think lately we've been seeing the fact that maybe there's a member who the MAC's always been on their radar. Maybe they've even toured in the past or they've been with members. So they already thought it was a great thing. And Clayton was just okay, now I'm going to do this, right? But then we also know we have some that may really just be interested in MAC Clayton Clubhouse. That's their thing. And we'll have a route for that too. So,
absolutely.
you know, whatever it is that they want to do, whatever they're looking for, is it individual, is it family? We don't have individual memberships, sorry, but you know, who are they trying to make happy? Who's going to be using the clubhouse? We've got your options. And again, Morgan's your expert on that. So we look forward to that. Anything else that we didn't talk about yet? Anything else we really want to do? Greg, you gave a couple little sneak peeks, but that's fantastic. Our listeners, our members love to hear the little sneak peeks. Anything else we could be excited about?
You know what? Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Find
I
out.
like that. Yeah.
Lean
He's just
in.
teasing by saying stay tuned. And I think, you know, this will be right now, you know, Chip, Greg, there's a process involved in that chef, but I think the next thing you will see that's a big announcement, that's what that's going to be is, you know, to announce who that chef is, who's been selected. We'll get him right here on the podcast, of course. Greg will bring him back in, whoever that is, but that'll be the next probably big announcement.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, again, hope our listeners have enjoyed this. You're seeing the first of the team. So the first two hires specifically for the MAC Clayton Clubhouse. They're here, they're on the ground, they're learning, they're planning, and they're going nuts with that. So again, both of you, appreciate you being in here. Thanks for tuning in to our listeners and our members to another amazing episode of Missouri Athletic Club Connections. Stay connected with us through the events calendar, the MAC app, and social media, and we'll see you again soon.